Good evening. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Selectman Chickley, would you please lead?
Yes, Madam Chair. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would first like to welcome my fellow board members. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam
Good
Chair.
evening, Madam Chair.
And our town manager, Mr. Scott Crabtree, and our clerk, Meredith.
Hi, Meredith.
Ladies and gentlemen in the audience and those watching at home. The first item that we have on the agenda is the Continental. We have a citation for them, but they are not here right now, but they'll be here a little bit later. Would somebody please make a motion to
moved, Madam
table?
Chairman.
Thank you. And that is seconded by the chair. All those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have an invited guest. It's a presentation of the commemorative book, Carmine C. Michella, Master Builder, Furniture Maker, Woodworker, Teacher, for the permanent collection to the town of Saugus by his daughter, Carla Jane Michella. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam
Thank you
Chairman.
so much for coming.
Board members, Mr. Manager. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to present this tonight. I know you all knew my father, and you might have known that I gave a presentation to the Saugus Historical Society about all the things that he had made and built for the town a bit ago. And it was my intention all along to do a book of that, but I ran into some complications. It took a little longer than I thought, but here it is, and we're done. And so I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the book, if I could. It's probably 90% pictures. There's a little bibliographic information in there, a little bit of background on how he came to be a builder, a furniture maker, where he did his training, all that sort of stuff, just to put it in context for the things that he had done. So I broke it into sections, things that he had made for the town hall, for the senior center, for the library, for the schools, and then there's a lot of miscellaneous stuff in there too. Veterans and fire department and World Series Park and all of that. So I broke it into sections. I also added, because I thought it sort of, again, added to the context of what he had done over his life, but I added the furniture too that he had built over the years for private use. So for my parents' house, both my grandparents, both sets of grandparents and all of that. So there's some pictures of that furniture as well. And then, of course, I felt like I had to include the house he built, because how many people build a house? So there's a lot of that in there too, just, again, from soup to nuts, he built the whole thing in Maine. So I put that in there too. So I've already given a copy to the Saugus Library. It's in their permanent collection for the Saugus History section. I've given one to the Senior Center, the Saugus Historical Society. I think that's it, yeah, so far. So this is the official one that I wanted to present to the town, if I could. I'd very much appreciate it if this could be added to the permanent collection. I thought a nice spot might be in those curio cabinets in the front entrance when you first come in. Just saying. But I think it would be a great thing for people to be able to get a little bit of idea of where these things came from and who did them. It's sort of, to me, it's sort of artwork in its own way. So thank you very much for letting me speak, and if I may I approach?
Of course. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Wonderful.
If you wouldn't mind coming back up to the podium, I think we'd all like to say a couple of words. First of all, I want to thank you for all your hard work in putting this together. Your father did do an awful lot for the town, and I know some of the things that he has built, but why don't you share with us, just in this room and outside alone, what he built?
Well, he built the Selectmen's desk, and he built that so that it could come apart as it is. I know I'm biased, but I think it's a very striking piece. He built this podium that I'm speaking from. He built the coat rack that's out in the hallway on the second level, which was actually a donation from the Garden Club. They had approached him about doing this, and so And I wanted to say too, by the way, he never charged for any of his labor. Anybody who asked him to do something, they'd supply the materials, and he just donated his time. Of course, the curio cabinet's downstairs in the entrance, and there's a long, I don't know what you'd even call it, a long buffet or cabinet in the conference room that's kind of just below us. When you first walk in and you go to the right, so that storage cabinet in there he built. Am I forgetting anything in here? I'm not sure. I think that's, well, he built the World War I memorial out front to set that plaque in with all the names of the veterans. I think that's it for here. And then in the library and senior center and other places.
I know he did an awful lot, so I mean, we're very fortunate to have this beautiful desk that he made for us and that we're going to be using for generations to come. So I want to thank you for coming. Like I said, I'm sure that each board member would like to say a couple of words. Selectman Riley?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I saw your presentation at the Historical Society. You did a wonderful job, and this was a lot of work, and it was, I'm sure, a work of love, because your dad, I had him in school, and you know, he was just a wonderful man, and all the things that he's done, and he really loves Saugus, and it obviously we see it. And you know, he was a great man. He was fair, because yeah.
Thank you.
You never knew when you got in trouble, but he was a fair guy, and I thank you for everything that you did for him and his memory and your family.
Oh, well,
so thank you, Carla.
Thank you. And Selectman Cogliano?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. As you know, your dad was a good friend of mine, someone I looked up to. I know he gave me some wood from the old shop at the high school. When my guys come in the shop in the morning, you know, we're looking for materials. They go, "Don't touch that. That stuff stays here forever." He was a great man, and you know, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Selectman Serena?
Thank you, Carla. We all went to school, you and I together, and I've known your dad for years. I think we all had your father in school, and he was a great guy, and I want to thank you for the book. It's interesting. You really, you know, he builds a lot of things, but then you always forget. You don't know who built what or what they did, and that's a great tribute to him. Thank you.
Thank you.
And to the town. Thanks.
Selectman Vice Chair Ciccolini?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, yeah, I too had your dad in school, but also, fun fact, when we were opening our office in Boston, I reached out to your dad, and he made our sign when you come off the elevator.
Oh, really?
He carved it, and he made it, and it's black with gold leaf lettering. We've since rebranded our firm, so it's not as long of a name, but we kept it as one of our firm mementos, because
nice.
you know it
That's
has
wonderful.
it was our original footprint in our Boston office. So he liked to use gold leaf, and he did gold leaf on the corners and stuff, and come out beautiful. He did an amazing job, and so I'll always have that to remember his greatness. So
Oh, that's
great
great.
man, well respected, and I had a lot of love for him. So thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
And Mr. Town Manager, Mr. Crabtree, would you like to say a couple words?
I would. I think it's a great honor. He was a great guy. Like everybody talks about, I had him for a vice principal for a couple of years, and he was very easy on the office sessions when we got in trouble. So
God knows you've had enough of them.
always good to the good people, and so he was good to me. And I think, honestly, one of the things, and I don't know if you mentioned it earlier, but just having those wood shop, all that stuff, and restoring, and all the people that really participated in that is amazing. I have my stepmom participated in it, and we have all kinds of pieces that were refinished, and bureaus and all kinds of things. But I think that's one of the bigger things that people miss, because they interacted with them. They brought projects in there, and they did all kinds of things, and that's really, I think, been missed for since he passing, and he'll be well missed and always remembered. So we thank for all his contributions here. He's always will be remembered here.
Thank you very much. He loved that class. He loved doing that work. Yeah, thank you.
It's true, there's a piece of him in all of our buildings, which is wonderful. His spirit will always live within our town hall, so thank you so much. Would you like to take a picture with the selectmen presenting us with the book, or?
I'd love to.
Would
if
you?
don't
Okay,
mind.
very good.
I have. Can I get my phone?
Mike, you guys went to school together? You look much older than her.
Just give it to Scott, because Scott will need to put it in the cabinet.
I heard what he
Oh, yeah.
said. Oh, boy.
The next item on the agenda is under correspondence. We have a playground article to be inserted into the town warrant. It reads to see if the town will vote to amend the town's bylaw by inserting and adopting the following new section 512.a, preservation of playgrounds, or what it will do in relation thereof. And we had a discussion on this article at our last meeting, and inserting articles into the town warrant is simply an administrative responsibility from the Board of Selectmen, and we don't opine over articles. So with that said, can I please hear a motion?
Madam Chairman,
Selectman Cogliano?
I move to insert the article in the next annual town meeting warrant.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is Wendy Hatch. She's our Saugus Finance Director and Treasurer Collector, on the approval and vote of the Massachusetts Water Resource Authority loan. Mrs. Hatch.
Thank you, Madam Chair, board members. This evening, I'm before you asking for the board's approval of a $900,000 loan, interest-free loan from the Massachusetts Water Resource Authority. For those at home that may not know, the town participates in the local water pipeline program that the MWRA offers to their municipalities throughout the Commonwealth, where they offer 10-year interest-free loans for water meter replacement, lead removal, relining of pipes, main replacements, and many other things. The DPW, with their engineers, put a project, or will be putting a project out to bid for the replacement of approximately 500 linear feet of existing 12-inch unlined cast iron pipe with new 12-inch cement-lined ductile iron water mains on Ballard Street between Salem Turnpike and Eastern Avenue. Second part of the project will include the replacement of approximately 400 linear feet of 10-inch unlined cast iron pipe with new 12-inch cement-lined ductile iron pipe on Central Street between Elm Street and the Saugus River. Water services will also be replaced with copper pipe within the limits of that project area. The MWRA is looking to close the loan on January 27th, make distribution of the $900,000 to the town of Saugus on January 30th. And Article 14 of an annual town meeting warrant authorized the town to borrow $2,906,400 for this purpose. That full authorization remains, and we're asking the board to approve $900,000 loan under that authorization. And if the board has any questions that I can try and answer for you, I'm happy to do so.
Good evening. Thank you very much for your presentation and for the information prior to this meeting. When will the work be completed?
It's to be undertaken in 2025, and usually, depending on how quickly it gets out to bid and any weather that they run into, they can usually go 12 to 18 months. It also depends on the size of the project, so.
So just, Madam Chairman, just to add to that, so that everybody understands, we do design in 1 year and then construction in the next year. So a lot of the stuff, and then we do sort of sometimes with bands, temporary borrowing, and then do full borrowing. But these projects, or any of these type of capital projects, a lot of the design work, takes a year, and then those things go out to bid, and then we do the work the next year. So we're always like sort of doing the construction sometimes from the year before's project, and then working on the design work for the next year. That's what we do: water, sewer, any kind of capital stuff that we do.
And you tip, I'm sorry, Selectman Serino.
Sure, yeah, it's great that we're doing that work now, especially on Ballard Street. We've been having a lot of water breaks here, Scott, and it's good that we do it now before they finish that completing that intersection in that part of Ballard, so.
And it's a good point. I mean, we probably don't talk about it enough, but like we have a lot of things in place that are master long-term plans for a lot of things. And sometimes you'll see in the newspaper, and I kind of chuckle, we'll see in the newspaper from other communities that, oh, they're going to put this, a street paving master plan or a water thing. We already have had those for years. When I first took over and got involved, we put all these type of things in place so that we can look at, this is what the needs are, these are the things that we're looking on into the future, and how we're going to fund those things over a certain period of time. And as everybody that's been here, the water breaks we used to have before, just water breaks alone were in the 100, like couple hundred, 200-300 a year. That's been reduced because of all the preventive maintenance and things like that. And when we went through the pandemic, like even with our HVAC systems, we had put a plan together and really upgraded all our HVAC systems and different things, and that's part of long-term planning and capital that everybody talks about. And I know there's a while people saying, well, we don't have a capital. We have a capital program. We've been doing it, and that's what town meeting votes on. That's what you guys support. And it really helps deliver services better. It prevents emergencies. It prevents water breaks or sewer issues or whatever issues, things that we're dealing with, whether it's heating systems. You're always going to have different things that come up, but having a plan in place and being able to figure out what's next on a master plan for all these different categories and being able to then sort out how we're going to do the funding saves us tons of money in the long run. And I always say with capital, if like whether the school, putting the school together, the middle high schools at one point the amount of money, $160 million. If we tried to do that today, it's only been a few years, it'd probably be $275 for that. So like I always say, you either pay now or you pay later, and it's going to be a lot more money. But having preventive maintenance and preventive capital in place and in a system, I think is phenomenal for the town, and it puts the taxpayer and the taxpayer money at good use and the better bang for the buck. So.
Thank you. Are there further questions from board members? Seeing none.
And I think just to add, not to cut you off, but having a strong bond rating obviously allows us, it's like having a credit rating personally, it allows us to borrow money and pay less in interest and loans and put more money towards those projects and taxpayer money, so.
This is a zero-interest loan, though, correct?
Correct. Yeah, and under the sewer, we do 2%. They have a 2% program that we take advantage of, and then they do some forgiveness every so often as well, so.
Thank you. Any further questions? Seeing none, would somebody like to make a motion?
Madam Chairman.
I can read it. Selectman Gagliano, he says
I'll offer
so.
the motion to approve it and read it as follows.
Please.
Voted of the Board of Selectmen, voted that the sale of the $900,000 water bond of the town dated January 27, 2025 to the Mass Water Resource Authority, the authority, is hereby approved by the town treasurer and appropriate town officials is authorized to execute on behalf of the town a loan agreement and a financial assistance agreement with the authority with respect to the bond. The bond shall be payable without interest on February 15th of the years and in the principal amounts as follows. Year 2026, installment $90,000. Year 2027, installment $90,000, 2028, $90,000, 2029, $90,000, 2030, $90,000, 2031, $90,000, 2032, $90,000, 2033, $90,000, 2034, $90,000, and 2035, $90,000. Meredith, you jumped us by 100 years there, 1,000 years. Further voted that any certificates or documents relating to the bond collectively to the documents may be executed in several counterparts, each of which shall be regarded as the original and all of which shall constitute one of the same document. Delivery of an exempted counterpart or a signature page to the document by electronic email and a PDF file or by other electronic transmission shall be as effective as a delivery of manually executed counterpart signature page to such document, and electronic signatures on any of the documents shall be deemed original signatures for the purpose of the documents and the matters relating thereto, having the same legal effect as original signatures. further voted that all action taken to date by the town and its officers and agents to carry out this financing, including the execution of any application agreement by the town treasurer or any other official of the town, are hereby ratified, approved, and confirmed, and further voted that each member of the Board of Selectmen, the town clerk, and the town treasurer be and hereby are authorized to take any and all such actions and execute and deliver such certificates, receipts, or other documents as may be determined by them or any of them to be necessary or convenient to carry into effect the provisions of the foregoing votes.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you for reading that.
Thank you, Wendy. Good
Thank
night.
you,
Thank you
Wendy.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Madam
Thank you.
Chairman,
Yes, Selectman
if I could make
Cogliano.
a motion to take the Continental off the table, and Mr. Kukulis is here.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Madam Chair,
Selectman Chickley.
one question, Wendy, do we have to fix that, the date in the agreement? It says 30/35. No, but it's also in the copy of the agreement. We have a copy of that in the vote in our packet. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So tonight, we are very fortunate that we are going to be presenting a citation to the Continental. And as everyone in Saugus knows, the Continental has been around for 72 years and had the best popovers in the whole wide world. Delicious meals, comfort food for everyone. I used to go there every Mother's, all the holidays, really. And we today have a citation that we'd like to present to you. So if you wouldn't mind just telling us anything about anything at all, where we're thrilled that you're here tonight as our invited guest, and if you, just for the record, your name and address.
Okay, well, my name is Paul Kirkoulis. I'm one of the owners of the Continental. I live at 23 Lakeview Ave in Middleton, Massachusetts. My family's operated the restaurant since 1983. We purchased it from the Samsonis family. My dad actually worked at the restaurant in 1955 and 1956 when he came to this country. We migrated up to Vermont, and we were in the restaurant business up there, and the opportunity came to buy the Continental. We jumped on it. And we've been there since 1983, and we'd like to thank the town for being very supportive of our business and all our customers throughout the years from Saugus and every other community. Hopefully we develop it into something that the town's going to enjoy, and it'll leave a lasting impact on the town. There's going to be another restaurant there, and maybe something else eventually on the other property and parcels that we do own. But we're looking forward to work with the community to come up with a nice project that everybody would enjoy and be impactful on a positive impact on the town of Saugus.
Well, I'm very happy that you're here and we're able to give you this citation tonight, but I think each board member would probably like to say a couple of words. So, Selectman Riley?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I used to have a lot of fond memories of going there when I was a child and up to recently, and all family events, and it's just been such a staple on Route 1. And like Chairman Panetta said, that the popovers were great, and as a young child going there, I always felt so grown up because it was just such a classy place to go and have dinner. So I wish you well, and thank you for your service to Saugus and everyone that lives here and everyone that came from out of town
Well, thank you
to
very much.
have your food. So best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Selectman Cogliano?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Paul, I can't thank you enough for what you've done for the community. You're a good friend. We've been friends for quite a while. I think the best part of being a member of this board is the relationship you get to form with members of the business community, and I certainly wish you the best in your partial retirement, because I know you'll be right back at it soon, if not already. And I'm looking forward to the new restaurant going on the property, and whatever plans you present to the town, I'm sure they'll be in the best interest of the community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you. Selectman Sereno?
Paul, I want to thank you for, and your family, for the Continental being there. It's certainly an institution, along with the Hilltop, Prince Pizza, Kowloon, in Luongo's, Augustine's. It's sad to see one of our institutions in Saugus close, but I certainly understand. It was a great run restaurant for the town, and I want to thank you for all your years of service to the residents of our community. Thank you.
Thank you. And Vice Chairman Jeff Ciccolini.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I too, I echo the comments of my fellow board members. Growing up, it was a treat for us to be able to go into your restaurant. My dad was good friends with your parents, and I grew up going there. But then as I got older, my mom's go-to place for a birthday, Mother's Day, was always to get the extra large, big stuffed lobster. That was the thing, and I would sit there and wait and watch while she's eating the lobster. It took her forever. I'm like, do you really have to eat the legs? Like the legs? You know, the claws are ginormous. Eat the claws, you'll be full. So that was the fun part, is like my kids grew up going there with Nana, you know, as my dad had passed,
Right.
and going there. So it was nice that I was able to, before she passed, we were able to take her there for one last time, and it was really a great place and a staple in the community. So I do appreciate all of your years of service to the town, and I don't doubt for a second that anything that goes there will always be in the best interest of the community. I wish you the best of luck the next phase of your life. It's well earned and deserved, even if you're slowing down, not fully retired. I know what it takes to put a restaurant together, and you did it right. So I wish you all the best and success and health.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And just to quickly echo the sentiments of my fellow board members, I'm very sad that you closed. I really am. You are a staple in our community, and we just really enjoyed going to the Continental. The atmosphere, the food, the general ambiance was phenomenal, and we're going to miss you and I'm sure whatever goes there next, with you involved, I'm sure it'll be lovely, but we will miss the Continental.
Thank you.
Let me read the citation right now into the record. Town of Saugus citation: to all persons whom these presents shall come, be it known this 21st day of January 2025 that the Town of Saugus sends its thanks and congratulations to the Continental Restaurant for 72 years in Saugus, and it's signed by all 5 of the Board of Selectmen.
Thank you.
And
very
again, we
much.
want to thank you very much for coming tonight, and we appreciate everything that you and your family have done over the last 72 years. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to take a picture.
Sure. I should have dressed for the occasion.
I was like, Mark, that's a little... You want one?
How'd that
That
happen?
was me, no, I
Oh, you told her?
I was trying to pull out.
Is there anyone in the audience for Tori Saugus Food? Tori Saugus Food. It's the next public hearing that we have on the agenda. Would a board member like to table this, and maybe
So
they'll come a
moved.
little later?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Thank you, and that's seconded by the chair. Discussion, seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Ciccolini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. We'll just put that off to the side. The next item on the agenda, notice is hereby given that the Saugus Board of Selectmen will conduct a public hearing on the request of Victor Ortego, 16 Sage Drive, Cranston, Rhode Island, 02921, for a common victualer's license to operate Cilantro's Mexican Grill to be located at 323 Main Street, Saugus, Mass. 01906. This public hearing will take place in the Saugus Town Hall Auditorium, second floor, 298 Central Street, Saugus, Mass. On January 21st, 2025 at 7:10 p.m. Would you please come up to our podium and give your names and addresses, please? Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Sean McBride. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. Need my address?
Yes,
Yes, please.
Actually, I'm at 39 Piedmont Street, Cranston, Rhode Island.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Victor Ortega, and my address is 16 Sage Drive, Cranston, Rhode Island.
Thank you. Yeah, you have to speak right into the microphone.
Right into it, okay.
That's much better, thank you. So if you wouldn't mind, please, could you tell us a little bit about your business and your restaurant, and a little bit about your experience, and just some background, please?
Sure, yeah. Well, I have like over 20 years and experience on this kind of type of restaurant as a fast food, like fast casual Mexican. And I do invest in some company which is the same kind of food. So now this is like my first on my name, and I have a Sean as a partner. So I think I feel good about this operation. And
Yeah,
Sean.
I also have 20 years experience in the restaurant business. Both started when we were like teenagers, pretty much. I've got a business of my own now as well, but this is sort of our first on our own together. Yeah.
Well, we got a copy of your menu. I think it looks
Oh,
great.
yeah. Yeah, we have an updated one. We didn't get that to you yet. That's-
Okay, well.
It's a little nicer looking than that one.
And so I went through, because you went through all the departments, the police have no objection, neither does inspectional services. Board of Health was fine as long as you comply with the rules and regulations for the town of Saugus. The fire department said no objection pending proper permitting and life safety walkthrough, and there's no outstanding fees on the property. So you've gone through your due diligence with all of our departments, so thank you for that. Do board members have any questions?
Madam Chair.
Selectman Ciccolini.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening.
Good evening.
I did have one question. I noticed in the correspondence between you and our building inspector, one of the questions he had was on the number of seats. I see that you're requesting 24 seats, but in his notes, he made mention to less than 24. Did he specify that 24 was allowed?
I'm sorry, did he specify?
Did he
that-
specify 24 was a good number? Because I see,
no, I'm
I
not
see
sure
in
what he
a
specified.
note, 15 gross for seating, and it should be net. I just want to know what the, I see the seating plan, and I
Yeah.
see your explanation. You say in your explanation, 8, hold on one second. You had 8 in the large table,
Yep.
and then around the seating around the window, et cetera. So I saw your explanation back, but I didn't see anything confirming from the building inspector. The plan shows, you said about 24 seats, 8 at the big shared table, 6 at the window counter, 2 4-seat booths, and 1 small 2-seat booth.
That's correct.
I just want to make sure that this was correspondence with our clerk, but I want to make sure that the correspondence was approved by Mike.
Yeah, trying to think back on correspondence. That was the estimate based on our measurements, what we could fit in there.
we have 24 seats.
Yeah, 24, but they want to know if he confirmed.
So,
He's
so
been
if
there
we-
a
all I'm
few
going to
times for
ask is if we
inspections.
do approve it tonight,
Yeah.
we're going to say contingent upon final approval of the number
Sure.
by our building inspector, if that's okay with the rest of the board.
Okay.
I would recommend that that be in the form of, in anyone's motion.
Yeah, I would just add to that it not exceed 24 seats.
Yeah, 24 would be the max,
Right.
but also, I want Mike to just confirm that 24 is the number that he agreed to as well.
Understood.
What's interesting, to your point, is that in his email to you on October 7th, he said you have 15 gross for seating should be net, and then there's another piece of correspondence that said you chose 24 seats. You say 24 seats, but it looks like there's more than 24 seats on the plan.
Right.
And then the final email said that he had no problem.
I gave him the go-ahead.
Yeah, he gave him the go-ahead.
go ahead to
So
what?
it was a little conflicting, but
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know we had a couple phone calls in between there, so perhaps it was lost in
I mean, I'm not an
conversations, but-
engineer, but your plan doesn't look like it's squished. It doesn't look like you're
No.
trying to put
No.
seats that don't, I don't think in that location there would be a parking problem for 24 seats. So
I agree, and this
it's
is...
probably a non-issue, but I just wanted to raise it just to make sure that
Sure,
we
sure.
get clarity through Mike.
All right.
Levesque.
Yeah, and this plan we had in place from the beginning of negotiations with the landlord. They were pretty thorough, too, and their family, they know the lot very well. So they feel that it's got plenty of capacity. They know the town well. Yeah, that was our number from the beginning. I'm not sure where the 15 came from.
And just to reconfirm, the 24 seats, approximately 5 employees, that's not really an issue, it's really the seats. But just want to clarify, your hours of operation, say Monday to Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.?
Correct.
That's going to be your hours, okay.
Can we go up to 11?
if we approve this evening, how long is it going to take? What is your timeline in terms of opening?
Sure, I'd just like to say, we were considering opening till 11 p.m. So that might not be noted there.
On which days were you, did you say opening or closing?
Closing. 11
Closing at
p.m.
11, and what nights were you thinking about closing at 11?
Probably every night.
Every, 7
Yeah,
days a week?
We'd like to have, yeah, consistency in our schedule. As far as the timeline,
Yeah, I'm
we
not
are-
sure if, is the push cart open that late? Does anybody know?
I think they're licensed to be open that late, but they never open that late.
I
Yeah.
didn't think they were,
Yeah.
you might be the only game in town, so,
Yeah.
That's a
in
good
that
thing.
area.
Competitive advantage.
Yeah, it is.
well, that's part of it, yeah. I mean, the landlord wanted to be fair to the existing tenants as well. They've all been there a long time, Irontown Diner and Pushcart, and we've...
Yeah, Irontown closes at 2:30, so.
Right, so that was part of the thing, is we're a lunch and dinner operation, they're breakfast and lunch, so there's not a lot of conflict with parking. Some overlap midday, but with Pushcart, they're open a few nights a week, and they close, as mentioned, a little early, 10:30, depending on the night. We made it a point to also introduce ourselves and meet all of these folks as well, and we've had good feedback from all of them. So as far as timeline, we think we're trying to push for 2 weeks from now. February 1st, ideally.
Have you started doing any work in that area for just 2 weeks?
I'm sorry, have we
Have
started?
you started doing any work in that space?
Oh, yeah, we've been ongoing
Okay.
for a few months now. We're quite behind schedule. A lot of construction. The facility was in decent shape, but it didn't work with our plans for layout.
I see.
So construction has dragged out a little bit.
I want to say something about the parking. So this business, like 80% is pickup, like take
Yeah,
out.
in and out.
Yeah, in and out. Like they're not going to be more than 10 minutes, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, everything's in and out.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do board members have any additional questions?
No, everything seems to be in order.
Seeing none, is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak either in favor or opposed to this application? Seeing none, would somebody like to make a motion?
Madam Chair,
Selectman Chicalini?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
And that's second by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Selectman Chicalini?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we grant the request of Victor Ortega, 16 Sage Drive, Cranston, Rhode Island, for a common victualer's license to operate Cilantro's Mexican Grill to be located at 323 Main Street in Saugus. The hours of operation will be Monday to Sunday from 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. And also, there will be not to exceed 24 seats in the restaurant, and that is to be conditional upon being approved, final sign-off by our building inspector or inspectional services department. I believe that was everything.
Do you want to add in that the fire department is pending proper permitting and life safety walkthrough?
Yeah, that's,
Standard?
we can add that in, that's
Okay.
fine.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Congratulations.
Good luck
Welcome.
to you.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.
Thank you all so much, especially to Meredith. She's been very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good luck.
The next item on the agenda is under license renewals. There were a few renewals that need to be voted on. If you want, I could just quickly read this, and somebody can make it in the form of a motion. It's 2025 Class 2 Auto Dealer's License, Candy Auto Repair, 74 Hamilton Street, 2025 Common Victualer's Licenses for Chicken and More, 168 Broadway, 2025 Valuable Used Goods Licenses, Hanush Jewelers, 1201 Broadway, Valuable Goods, GameStop, 1277 Broadway, Used Goods, 2025 Miscellaneous Good Licenses, Alltown, 1123 Broadway, Extended Hours, Cliftondale Mobile, 2 Essex Street, Extended Hours, Flex Fitness, 304 Lincoln Avenue, Extended Hours, and Planet Fitness, 3678 Broadway, Extended Hours. Would somebody make that in the form of a motion?
So moved.
And that's with the same terms and conditions. And I don't know, was it Selectman Riley? And it's seconded by the chair. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Riley's motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you all. We skipped the first citizens' comments, so I'm going to go back. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to speak before the board under citizens' comments? You'll have another opportunity later on in the meeting. Seeing none, town manager's report, please. Mr. Crabtree. Hi.
I don't have much this evening. I think we got hit with our first real significant snow event, and I think we lucked out a little bit because it was a little bit lighter snow, not the heavy stuff, so people were able to shovel. I don't think we had many power outages, if any. I think we might have had one. But I think that I want to thank the DPW, building maintenance, and police and fire. They did a great job, and as they try to go out there, you just don't know how many inches you're going to get. Talked about 8 to 10, 4 to 6. It all sort of goes all over the place with the weather in their predictions, but I think we fared fairly well, and hopefully, we don't get too much snow, but a little bit of snow makes the winter a nice winter, and you appreciate the spring coming. So we get the whole month of February coming, so we'll see what is in store. But I just wanted to thank everybody for their efforts. It's a lot more work than you think, and trying to figure out, when to pre-treat the roads and get the plows out and whatnot. So there's no easy way to do it. So I just want to thank them.
Thank you. Do board members have any questions for the town manager?
I don't have any questions, but I did want to echo that I think they did the whole group, even the contractors as well. The pre-treating, the streets themselves, I thought they did a fantastic job. They stayed ahead of it. It hit at a weird time. They were predicting it was going to start earlier. It didn't start until later. But kudos. I saw Steve Aganis this morning, and Hammersmith, and I passed along to his crew. And I also said to a couple of the DPW guys that I saw, I think they did a fantastic job. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, and I echo the sentiments of Selectman Ciccolini. I too think that they did a great job, so, and the administration as well, so thank you very much.
Good job. I didn't get any calls.
Is that it?
Did you get any text?
Yes. We'll take that up. Now or later.
Trying.
I just want to say, through you, Madam Chair, to the town manager, we did get a text on the work that was going on in the streets through the cell phones, and besides the email that I had brought up last week, 2 weeks ago. So it's a great thing to get, and I really want to see people sign up for it so they do see what's going on in town.
No, I appreciate it.
You
So
know.
we're trying, just to kind of give the thing, we did, and I think most of the selectmen are signed up for those notices, correct? So we're able to get the text out, but I think what I talked about last week, one of the things that we're going to have to do is go to, upgrade the website
the
and get to
website.
another system where everything is just one, streamlined. Right now, we're working off of like almost 3 different systems to get the information, but, I tried to play around with it, and it seemed like, I think we got some of it, so I think we'll try to work with that. The issue is that, what they tell us is that database can't be transferred over, so that when we go to another website, people have to re-sign up. So, but in the meantime, the more people that sign up, the better. But we have quite a few, I think, that are signed up.
Yeah, no, it's on its way, and it's a great thing, so, yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for December 3rd, 2024.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of December 3rd, 2024.
And that is seconded by the chair. Are there any, is there further discussion? Any updates? Seeing none. All those in favor of Selectman Sereno's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose, and I have to abstain. And thank you all for all your hard work during that meeting. I appreciate it. The next item on the agenda is Tom Nolan. He's requesting to be reappointed to the Cemetery Commission, and his term would expire on December 31st, 2027. It's a 3-year term.
So moved, Madam Chairman.
And that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. We did receive a letter from Ron Wallace. He is not going to be pursuing another 3 years. So I would like us to be able to advertise, if that's okay with the board. Meredith, we're going to advertise for the Cemetery Commission. And if it's okay with the board, I'd like to send Ron Wallace a letter thanking him for all of his hard work. He did a phenomenal job working on the Cemetery Commission, and we really appreciate it. So, okay, so everybody's nodding yes. Okay,
I'll offer that
Did
as
a
a
great
motion.
job.
okay, so Selectman Sereno offered that as a motion, seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Sereno's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you all. Next, it's time for our second citizens' comments. Would you like to say anything to the board? Not like I'm picking on you. Or we can pick on Mark. All right, thank you both. So it is now time for members' motions. Selectman Riley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have one. I'd just like to let everybody know that the Saugus 411 event has been moved to March 15th at the middle school, high school from 9 a.m. to noon. Letters will be going out soon to the nonprofit organizations to get a table if they'd like one, to show the town what they have to offer, and as well to the new citizens that have moved into town, residents, and they'll be welcomed at that event. So that was just a change from the March 1st to March 15th. So thank you.
Selectman Riley, do you want the board to be there and sit at the table like last time?
Oh, yes.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, if you need anything,
Absolutely.
let me know.
Okay, well,
Okay, very good.
thank you.
You're welcome. Selectman Cogliano.
I have nothing this evening, Madam Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Selectman Sereno.
Madam Chairman, I just wanted to thank the DPW for the great job they did plowing the streets, even the hills are all done. Usually I get a phone call from, about hills, but didn't get any phone calls this storm. So I just want to thank them and the outside contractors too. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. And Selectman Vice Chair Ciccolini.
I already made my comments in the managers, so nothing further, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. And our Board of Selectmen budget, which was supposed to be on the agenda, I think that I've talked with you all individually. Do we want to go in with the same budget as we did last year?
Yeah, I'll make that in the form of a motion.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you for that. That's all I have this evening. I want to thank everybody.
Madam Chair, just on the petitioner that didn't show up for the public hearing.
Oh, we
maybe
have to take that off the table and tell them to
Open it
come.
and continue it.
Yeah, so
till
if
our
somebody
next
would make a
meeting.
motion to take that off the table?
That just, I'll make that as a motion, just so they don't have to re-advertise again.
Sure, and to continue it to the next
Yeah.
meeting.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we take it off the table.
Thank you, and that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Sereno's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0.
Madam
Did-
Chairman, I'll make a motion, we continue the public hearing.
And that's
Since
seconded
the
by,
applicants didn't show.
thank you, and that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Sereno's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. So Meredith, if you could please reach out to them and have them, put them on our next agenda? Thank you. And I know did you say you spoke with them today? Okay, if you could just follow up, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, so would somebody please make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Green Riley.
And that's seconded by the chair. All those in favor of Selectman Riley's motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
I appreciate
everybody.
you coming or watching on TV.
Good night.
And all of the input that we received this evening. Thank you.